All right, guys. Welcome to Happy Hour Holidaze, Holidazers. Hopefully everybody's doing good, working out there, getting motivated, creating your dreams, and so on. I'm your host every week, Manny Fresh, and we got Sean Febre here. And in studio, we got our man, Cory Van Valin. We haven't seen him in a while. We're super excited to have him back on.
What's good, guys?
What's up, man? So what's been new since last time you were on, man?
You know, it's cool, man. I just listened to our last podcast yesterday.
Gotcha.
And I guess that was episode 4 for you guys.
Yeah.
Brand new.
What episode is this for you guys?
41.
41.
Well, actually, no, this one will be 42.
Yeah.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, it's really cool looking back at that last podcast and seeing me talk about some goals and visions and you know, what I thought was going to be happening. And now looking back, seeing all the things that did happen. So I remember talking about going to like Bonnaroo Electric Forest.
Yeah.
That event was incredible. Got to travel around the country. Got to go to the Northeast. Been to states I've never been to before. And then the other cool thing was I did a stage show. We'll be talking about that a little bit later.
Oh, hell yeah.
I did a stage show at Port Richey, the Ritchie Suncoast Theater.
Oh,
It's a
shit.
400-seater theater. Very intimate, very historic. And sold out. The line was wrapped around the building.
I know they got a new sign too. Newport Richie got a new sign. They got it going on
Dude,
there.
it's a vibe out there. Have you guys been out there?
No, I haven't been out there, and I live in Trinity, so I'm not too far away.
I thought you lived in Newport Richey.
On the driver's license it says Trinity.
Hey, a couple of years ago, you would not want to say you're from Newport Richey. In my mind, like you would never think Newport Richey had something going on, but it really is kind of a hidden gem where it's got a downtown, bars that don't charge out the ass.
Yeah.
And it also has a couple beaches, but they're like localized beaches for neighborhoods and things like that.
I'd say I wouldn't know about how good those are. Have you been to Treasure Island, dude?
No.
Like I said, beaches. I mean, they're not that great, but
As long as it keeps it nice and...
I'm not trying to trash Newport Richey, by the way. You know, that place...
Please don't.
Yeah. I mean, Anclo Key is right outside of Newport Richey. And when I had my jet ski, me and my wife used to drop out at Anclo River. And I mean, that's the best boat drop I've ever been to, you know. But overall, Newport Richey is growing.
Especially check the downtown out, because they've been working on it for a while.
I didn't even know they had a downtown.
Yeah. I found out on accident. I had a gig in the area, and I was not ready to go home.
Yeah.
I was doing the Uber stuff, so I'm like, oh, let me just type in bar. Found a bar. I was going to accept anything I saw. The bar they dropped me off in was in this happening street, Main Street, that it had, you know, people our age, had really cool cats. And when I went to the bar and I asked, you know, how much rum and Coke, and they said $4, I'm like,
I'm coming back. Let's go.
get out of town, dude. Actually, better stay in town. I'm coming back. No, it's a vibe. And so what's cool about the theater is in the heart of the entire downtown. So I could take a rock from the front of the theater, throw it that way, hit a bar. Throw it that way, hit another bar.
So Corey's been vandalizing on his off time.
Hey, they haven't been paying me my money. So for protection, I got you.
Yeah, and off air, you were telling us about how, I don't even know how this happened, man. I am curious, because you didn't even tell us how it happened. How'd you get banned from the casino?
You know, it's funny. On the last
Wait, he's not banned, right? Or are you just,
No, he said banned.
kicked out?
I'm backed off of every single table game at the Hard Rock Casino in Tampa.
Oh, was this-
Permanently right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that was sleight of hand that you were pulling?
We'll get to that point. It's cool because, like, I was listening to the last pod, and you guys were asking me, "Oh man, you must do good at the casino."
Yeah.
And I used to always joke about how I'm kicked out of the casino. That used to be a joke for one of my tricks because it'd be so technical with sleight of hand that, like, that would make sense that I'm banned from the casino.
You wouldn't happen to have a pack of cards on you, would
I
you?
always.
I
If I
knew
don't,
it.
this ain't me, dude. It's an imposter. Kick him out.
Could you show us what you were doing, or?
For not for this specific one. So I didn't do anything at the table.
Oh, okay.
So the story was, do you guys know about the Tampa Fairgrounds?
Yeah.
Right next to the casino.
For sure.
The Florida Fairgrounds?
Yeah, Florida State. Yeah.
Fairgrounds.
I was working the RV trade show. It was a 5-day gig, and they paid me per day.
To
5
do
hours.
magic.
And, you know, after my days, I'm like, well, the casino's right there. I can either do that or, you know, sit in traffic on the way home. So I went to the casino, and I was kind of parlaying what I made.
Yeah.
So the first day, I lost about like 400. The next day, second day two, I lost about like 300. And each day, I had my name tag from the gig saying magician. I remember sitting down at the table, the guy's like, oh, the magician's here. I'm like, oh, shit, we know each other? He's like, nah, man, your name tag. I'm like, fair point. So, you know, I'm joking. I'm losing, you know. I'm joking. I'm the magician. And I didn't do any magic there. Day 3 though, I won a rare jackpot. It's one of the progressive jackpots. It was a weird 4 of a kind that I got. That is like probability is it's a really rare jackpot. It was over like $2,000, and they were taking a while to pay me. And I'm joking. I'm like, oh, it's probably because I'm a magician.
Oh no!
And I'm joking about it. And then the dealer's like, yeah, they're taking a really long time. This doesn't normally take this long. And I'm like, oh shit. It's because I'm a magician. Eventually, the guy comes up, I sign the paperwork, and he kind of reluctantly says, all right, pay him out. And in my mind, I'm like, why the fuck are you reluctant about that? Pay me out, dude. I won this.
I don't take forever to pay you out. Well, I want to give you your money.
I'm telling you what they're doing. They're looking at the videotapes to make sure that you didn't pull any sleight of hand.
Yeah. Man. And I'm thinking at this point, I'm like, are they going through my social media? Please don't. Looking at me like in 2015, please don't. So after that, I got paid out. Great day. The best thing when you win, you want to leave.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, let me just play a little bit of blackjack, have some fun. And because I had a lot more of a budget, I was betting a little bit more, and I ended up being up 500 on blackjack on top of that.
Oh, shit.
A great day. And again, joking about being a magician.
Yeah.
Day 4, the next day, I bring my parents out. I give them some money to gamble with to have some fun.
Oh, don't tell me you won again.
No. Within 10 minutes, the dealer just stops dealing. Some guy walks up and says, hey, man, we have to ask you to stop playing all table games where you touch the cards. And I'm like, what about blackjack? He's like, nope, none of that either. Because you don't touch cards in blackjack.
No, you don't.
Part. And I was asking, is it because my occupation? He's like, hey, you're just too good at the game. Which is a compliment, but at the same time, I have not cheated.
Yeah.
At least they didn't catch me. No, I'm kidding.
But you're not like winning like 10 or 20 grand. I mean, you won 2K, Jack. You said 2K.
Yeah.
I mean, and
plus
then
500.
But then you lost. I mean, you had lost 800, 300.
And they didn't kick me out when I was losing.
Yeah, exactly.
They'll keep me going if I'm losing. The other thing too is the game I was playing. It's called 3-card poker. I get it with blackjack. I get it.
Actually, no, blackjack. You don't touch it at all.
But that's where they have advantage players, the people that count cards.
Oh, yeah.
And for me, I'm not going to lie, like, I don't count cards, but I'm so affiliated with cards that in my mind, I probably naturally am counting off cards in my mind that I'm not thinking of numbers. I know the 7 of diamonds like my best friend. I know the ace of diamonds really well. So, like, when I see these cards, it does give me a little bit of advantage.
Subconsciously.
Yeah. The thing about 3-card poker, that has no play and advantage play.
It's just random cars coming out.
What I think it was, as I look back on it, because I remember they looked at a card. One way that you could cheat at it, if I were to cheat, now that I think about it, if you were to like mark the card, let's say if I were to take a playing card and like use my fingernail, put a little score in like a certain angle. Let's say I have an ace and I score that one card. Every time that ace is in play, if they have an ace, I'll know they have an ace. That would be a way that I could cheat.
But so could everybody else.
Yeah, but don't they put it in the auto shuffler afterwards?
Yeah, it's 2 decks, they auto shuffle back and forth. But if I'm marking the card, or let's say I have a little like red ink on my hand, and I would just put a little red ink on the red card.
Is that what you were doing?
No. I'm in my mind, I'm like, how would I cheat? How could I cheat? And I'm like, oh. I guess there's some ways.
So they walk up to you and say, hey, we don't want you playing any games where you're touching the cards, and also blackjack.
Also craps. And I get that too. Like if I'm like doing some dice shit. The other funny part about it was the day I won the jackpot, I went to the circle bar they had, and there was like this company like outing. You can tell they're all getting drunk, having a good time. You can tell it was like a big business. And I started doing magic for them, and they're freaking out. The bartenders are all watching. Random people are watching. And it was at least 30 minutes of people screaming that if they were to watch the cameras and try to figure out my tricks, they wouldn't have. And I think that might have also been in play. So
that was beforehand, before you went to...
I won the jackpot, and then I'm just playing at the bar. Yeah. I'm not doing it at the table. Obviously, I know better than that. But I feel like me performing for those people and getting them all riled up through incredible card tricks, I think that also might have been a factor.
And the casino we're talking about is Hard Rock Tampa, Seminole Hard Rock Tampa. Shame on you guys, because you're quick to take money. Yeah. But when you got to pay it out, all of a sudden you're a little bit slower.
I'm glad they got me when I was up, because they could have got a lot more from me if they didn't.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I mean, that doesn't even make sense. So you're telling me that every time a magician comes in and they're losing, you're not going to say anything. But as soon as they win something, you're going to be like, oh, yeah, you're out of here.
My girlfriend thinks, too, because I was there 4 days in a row, it almost seemed like a long con, But I just had the gig right next door, so it's very, convenient.
What's that net positive? It's $2,500 minus $700, so you made, what was it, $1,800?
Yeah.
I mean, they're not going to hurt over 1,800.
Some people are betting that on a hand of blackjack.
Yeah. You know how many times I've lost that amount of money? Like, I've lost more than that overall going there. And I'm just thinking to myself, man, that's a little bit
Do you guys gamble at all?
obtuse.
Yeah, I mean, here and there.
I play
mean,
craps.
I don't like going to that
and
casino.
roulette.
I'd rather go to
Now.
the Vegas because they at least have gaming regulations. These guys over here, the Seminole Hard Rock Casino, there's no gaming regulations. So they can literally do whatever they want to win. So for me, I don't want to give them any of my money. I mean, I do go every now. I mean, it's like
Yeah, but
once
you
in a
don't
blue
gamble.
moon. No, I don't
But
want to
you don't
gamble,
gamble.
because I mean, honestly, I don't want to give them my money because they're stingy motherfuckers. They're the most like profitable casino maybe in the United States,
in the
and there's
US,
a
yeah.
reason why. They're fucking they're
They-
cheaters.
They win the most money out of every casino. They're the least winning casino for patrons out of the entire United States of America. That's saying a lot.
Yeah.
So for them to cut you off, hey, maybe that's why they built that big ass hotel in the back. You know, I mean, and they got
Vegas
one
was
in
built off
Miami.
Winners.
Yeah, yeah.
Vegas was built off people that are losing it.
Yeah.
And now the way that I've always seen like gambling is the idea of entertainment budget. You know,
Yeah,
if I were
yeah,
to
for
spend
sure.
money to go see a comedy show, if I were to go spend money to go to a theme park, if I'm hanging out with friends,
Yeah, it's fun.
money well spent, we can have a good time. And sometimes I'll end up winning when I'm having a good time with friends.
Yeah.
It's when you're like by yourself and you're like having an objective to try to win money.
Yeah, I gotta
to
win.
solve your problems.
Yeah.
That's usually where the problem starts.
That's
Yeah.
when you call 1-800 addiction.
Well, actually, there's an interesting story with the FedEx CEO. They were actually going to go under, and he took the last $5,000 that the business had, and he needed to meet a loan that was $35,000, and he went and he made the money.
No
and
sh-
FedEx kept going.
Is that this
Hey,
must
what?
be in the beginning stages?
Yeah, this is
right?
in the
Yeah.
beginning stages, but yeah, they were.
1912, like back when mail was
I don't know when it
It
was,
was probably
but-
like 1980.
But it was definitely like towards the beginning where they had a debt, a loan payment that they had to make, or else that's it. FedEx is gone. And he literally didn't tell anybody. He was like, I'm going to take these $5,000. I'm going to go to the casino. He flew out to Vegas and he made the loan payment plus more.
I
was
wonder what
able
he
to,
played.
and he was able, probably blackjack, I would think.
What you probably didn't hear is in his mind is like, listen, this is my last 5,000. If I lose it, I'm gone.
I'm going anyways.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm going to the
I
ocean.
mean,
and
he could just file chapter 11,
yeah.
right? Is it chapter 11 or 7?
I don't know what it is for a business, but I mean, yeah, I guess it is. I mean, under his name, but that was a pretty cool story that I was like, man, that's crazy. I mean,
All right, let's take $5,000.
Hey, let's go. Come with me.
Let's
Put a little
go with
mustache
him.
on me. Film some content.
Actually, we could never go with you to the casino because if we go with you,
Oh,
we're
they're
going to
gonna
be
flag you
big
guys.
too. Yeah. Actually, you know what, Seminole? I'm sorry.
Everything I said, I take back.
but I wonder,
Take everything back.
I bet if you didn't say anything about magician or if you didn't have your name tag on,
Yeah,
they
probably
would
would.
they wouldn't have known shit.
Yeah, it probably would have been fine.
Yeah, yeah. And it's weird too. You've probably heard the ideas of how they have so many strategies at casino that are so subliminal. One is like how there's no corners, and corners kind of give you like a stop and direction, but everything's rounded.
Yeah.
Everything that they do is intentional. So the music
No
they're
clocks.
playing,
No clocks.
the smell, they pump oxygen in,
Yeah.
no windows.
Yeah.
Everything they do is intentional. They spend billions of dollars on just psychology of how to keep people betting their last dollar. But granted, someone knows some card tricks, and they're like, "Yep, gotta get this guy out of here."
That's fucking crazy.
You
man.
really could have probably never had that magician thing on and talked about being a magician or did magic at the bar and probably would still be able to go there.
And I'll tell you, man, it's fun because I'll have fun with the dealer. I'll have fun with the pit bosses.
Yeah.
I'm a magician. I'll give them my card. I'm like, "Yeah, I got a show. Come check me out."
Yeah.
And I think one of them they've seen my show.
Yeah.
Maybe
And
he's
that's the guy.
Yeah, maybe he probably
He's
was
like,
the
"I'll
guy.
show you.
Yeah.
Get this guy out of here."
Yeah, I mean that's part of what you love to do. So I mean,
Yeah.
especially at the casino, you get so many people from all types of states and cities. I
Yeah.
mean, and you get somebody like that, 30 people having a good ass time. What could be better than getting a free show from an awesome magician?
Then I wear a mirror tie like that. I mean, besides the name tag, my mirror tie is kind of like a name tag. Like, oh, what do you do? People like look at that like, you got to do something. You got to do something amazing. I'm sure you do. So it's.
Have you thought about switching up the tie?
I think we kind of talked about the idea of. Someone asked me earlier, it's like, if I didn't rely on the tie, what would I rock?
Yeah.
And for me, I'd wear like binoculars or something out there. We're like
Night vision goggles.
Yeah, something that's real big and like very flashy, very peacocky.
Yeah.
Just so people would come up to me like, "Hey, man, what's that?"
Yeah, but if that works, why fucking change it?
Yeah, exactly. And then I'd say too, if some other guy is wearing this,
Yeah.
take him out. That means I got robbed. I'm the only guy that has this sign.
I know. I've never seen it anywhere else.
The guy that makes them, I bought him out, and then he stopped making them.
Oh,
wow.
seriously?
So,
so you have more than one of those?
yeah, I get a lot of broken ones throughout time. But again, yeah, if someone else is wearing it, and it's not me. I got mugged, dude.
Do you know that you could buy an authentic shrunken head and wear that instead of a?
There we go.
But I'm talking about a real one.
And imagine like a girl wearing that. It's like, oh, that's interesting. What is that? Like, that's my ex-boyfriend.
I know you're right.
He didn't always look like this.
But that would be for your brand, Cory. I mean, that would be a cool item to sell with your logo on it. And
You're talking about the tie or the
yeah, the
shrunken
tie.
head?
No,
Oh,
the tie. No, the tie though. I mean, it's unique and
I would. It's the same with my flaming wallet, which I brought out
Yeah,
last
yeah,
time.
yeah,
And that's something you can buy on Amazon using promo code Cory Van Valin. I'm kidding. For $9.99. No, you can buy those things. The thing is, I do like being someone's first experience seeing
the
the
tie.
flaming wallet and
Oh,
that
and the
too.
tie.
Well, I
Yeah.
can tell you, you're the only magician I've ever seen with the flaming wallet.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that.
Which I know you
I've
have it
taken
on
the
you
other
right
ones
now.
out.
Yeah, you did slowly.
I know you have it on you right now.
I do. It's not filled.
Damn.
It's not filled up, dude. I don't think it's filled up.
Oh.
But you know what's funny? I thought I was kidding. I thought it was filled up.
Uh-oh.
It only works in the heat of the moment.
Talk about the heat of the moment. You have a lot of 18 plus. Actually, all your shows are 18 plus, right?
Yeah. So I've been doing the Tampa show. It's out in Channelside. It's called Stageworks Theater. It's a 100-seater theater, very intimate, gorgeous. But I recently moved up to a 400-seater theater. And that was kind of a big
The one in
gamble
New
for me.
Port Richey, right?
The one in New Port Richey that I have
Yeah.
coming up in May. My last one was sold out. The line was wrapped around the building. And it was probably the best show I've ever done in my life. And even for me, when I was doing that show, it was me testing out the theater. Because every theater, you almost have to adapt to the scenario. So my Tampa theater, I could walk up to an audience member in the theater.
Are you talking about like the Tampa Theater in downtown Tampa?
Not that one.
Oh,
That one is
okay.
gorgeous too. One day I'd like
That
to do
is a
something there.
beautiful theater, man.
So this one, it's on stage. So I had to adapt my show where instead of just bringing a volunteer up casually, every volunteer I brought up, I had to make it super intentional. And there's a lot of comedy that goes into my magic. When people see magic, they think, "Oh, I'm going to be mystified." I'm like, "Nope, you'll get mystified, but you're going to get a lot more than just that." There's a lot of comedy or tricks that seem like a joke, but turn out to be a real trick, or something that I'll exaggerate, and it's going to seem like it's going to be amazing. Turns out to be a joke. So it leaves you on the edge of your seat. You never know what's going to happen next.
But what makes it 18 plus? Well, I guess we'll come back from break, and then we'll get back into what makes Cory's show 18 plus. Thank you, like, subscribe, and we'll be right back. And we're back to Happy Hour Holidaze. We're asking Cory, what makes his show 18 plus? What does make your show 18 plus, Cory?
So what I love,
Strippers.
You're not wrong. I'm the stripper. So I love when I've had, I'll tell people that I meet and they have kids about my show. They're like, "Oh my God, my kid loves magic." I'm like, "Does he like dick jokes?" Do not bring your kid to my show. I don't want him taking notes. These are my jokes, kid. But yeah, man. So, it's a lot of adult rated comedy. Very suggestive things. I'm flirting with the girls on stage. I'm like, "What's your name?" It's like, "Samantha." I'm like, "That's my girlfriend's name." "Not yet." Then I'll pull out some panties from her purse. I'm like, "You know what material this is?" "Girlfriend material." "Does it smell like chloroform to you?" Like a lot of suggestive things.
Now,
So, like,
you're bringing those panties, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're
but the other cool thing with the purse thing, which I probably shouldn't reveal too much about it, this all coming from her purse. So I bring up a girl with a big purse, and I talk about how a lot of guys ask me, like, "Dude, you must get laid all the time." If I was you, I'd get laid all the time.
I think we asked you that
Yeah,
last time.
verbatim. And I tell people, like, if you get laid all the time, you'd not be able to do what I do. But I do give single guys a little tip. Not like that. But I tell them like some little like some cool pickup things that you can do. So like, let's say you're on a cruise or you're at a hotel.
Yeah.
At my show, we sell these signs that if you put up on your door, it's a woman's bathroom sign.
Yeah.
Put it on your door at a hotel, they'll be lining up. The best part, they come in pairs. So, I got a lot of suggested jokes, that are a lot of fun.
Real question is, did you do that?
I did, but it didn't work.
Yeah,
No,
that's fucking, that's
Got a couple
fucking
wheelchair
genius.
people. The handicap sign was perfect. She was very pleasant. She was old.
She was- that's genius, though. I mean, I didn't even think about that one.
And at my show for $9.99, you can get slayed. But yeah, so there's things I bring out like adult toys. I go through the girl's purse. I pull out like a magic wand, the vibrator,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I'm keeping this.
Wait, that means you own one.
Yeah, it was Christmas the other day. Let's say my girlfriend loves her Christmas present. So, I got adult toys. You talk about strippers. You've heard of Magic Mike, obviously.
Yeah.
The movie, yeah.
Yeah, so actually a big topic I want to talk about, maybe the last segment, is, the idea of nervousness. People ask me if I get nervous.
That's what I was going to ask you. How do you prepare for your show beforehand? Like what goes into it? Like a golfer goes to the range. What do you do?
It's
Probably
a lot
take
of
shots?
It's a lot. No, actually, yes, for some.
First time, yeah.
My last Port Richey show, I didn't drink at all, and it was the best show I've ever done. And then, some of my Tampa shows, I've gotten litty titties. But luckily, the crowd is also litty titties, so we're all speaking the same language.
Yeah.
So the preparation for my show, it's a lot of mental rehearsal. So there's times I'm sitting out in my back patio for an hour and a half playing my show from beginning to end. And then I go back and do it again. So I'm just like literally sitting there. If you were to watch me doing it,
So
I'm
almost
like kind of like
meditative?
mouthing off words. What's that?
Is it like meditative?
It is, yeah. And you got to get in the zone.
Like you're doing absolutely nothing except playing it in your
There's
head,
times that
right?
I'm like kind of like using my hands. Like I would look like a crazy person. If I was at a public park doing this, they would probably institutionalize me.
But this is what you do like the day before.
Yeah, and I try to do it a couple days before, but especially the day before. And then the day of, I try not to think about it. One of my strategies is, and this actually came out of necessity, my first show ever, 8 years ago. I hear like the audience is packed. I can hear the audience. I'm in the green room. The music's happening. And I know I gave the person the sound list. So like I know what song is leading up to my show. It's coming up. The last song I had was Let's Get It Started by Black Eyed Peas.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm nervous. And then something in the lyric, it said, just get it started, get it moving, everything else will take a grooving. Or something like that, right?
Yeah.
The idea that I have, it's like a surfer. A surfer doesn't think about the entire wave. They just think about getting up on the board. Once you catch that wave, you can ride that wave. So if you start off strong, you'll finish strong. If you start off stumbly, ooh.
You're going to fall.
Yeah, so the idea is like I try to think of my beginning lines the most. That's all I need is the beginning lines. And then I kind of let my subconscious take over.
Yeah, it'll flow.
I do a Tony Robbins thing too.
I love Tony Robbins, man. I listen to all his motivational stuff.
And he talks about his strategy. Like
Yeah.
he like, sometimes he's on a mini trampoline.
Yeah.
Can't afford one of those. But I get my body moving and I command my subconscious to provide the most fluent show possible. I say that out loud. I say it in my mind. That I command my subconscious to provide the most effective show possible. And I say that in my mind, I say it out loud. And something about that, it gets you in the zone. Once you're in it, like, it's hard for me to remember some of my shows because I'm so in the flow of it that afterwards I'm like, whoa, that was cool. I don't remember a damn thing. What's good about me recording my shows because I can watch it later on.
So is every show the same or are shows different?
Every show is different, especially because I watch the tapes and I watch the tapes and I see like, oh, I forgot that joke, or oh, I should have done this, or oh, I should scratch that. But what I think makes my shows so unique is the audience itself. Magic is only as good as the people watching. If I had a magic audience full of haters, my show would suck.
Yeah.
Has that ever happened?
No, not if they did, I got paid. But that's the thing is like when you make it something, especially a high ticket. If it was a cheap $5 ticket, I might get some rowdy people that are like, oh, $5, yeah, I'll fuck with this guy in a bad way.
Yeah.
But like my tickets are a high price that you're intentionally going to my show to have a good time. Where I don't have to win them over. Like most of the people in the audience, like a big percentage of it, are people that I've met at different times in my life, different places, different years, and it's so cool for me to look in the audience and see all these faces all together. And to me, I think it's so beautiful where I have friends that are so smart and so successful and so hot. And like, I have a lot of friends, dude. And it's so cool seeing them all together because I'm like, oh, that girl's hot, that girl's hot. Oh my God, they met each other? And that's a metaphor for like the people that are successful, the people that are smart, the people that are witty. Because I have this mindset that your vibe attracts your tribe. So I bring this whole tribe together. But even amongst them, you can talk to your neighbor, be like, hey, how'd you meet Cory? and everyone has their own story. So you can make an instant friend in a heartbeat. That's why you should go to my show.
Well, like I told you, I bought the tickets, and then my wife was the reason we didn't go.
Totally
Sorry,
understandable.
Jen, blasting you out there, but that's the reason.
She missed it on that one, but don't worry, the next
and
one's
I
always
was
better.
pissed, bro, because I was like, "Fuck, I already bought the tickets."
I wouldn't mind carrying it over if you wanted to come to the next
No,
one.
no, no. I'll pay for the actual tickets.
I'm charging
themselves
double
again.
now. Should have went to the first one, Jen. Should have went to the first. I'm kidding.
Well, Cory, speaking on that, do you ever mess up, and then how do you recover?
Yeah, dude. The coolest thing when I mess up, no one knows.
Yeah, nobody's gonna know, right?
In my mind, I'm the only one that knows, but I'm so good at recovering that it seems like it was intentional. I mean, I'll tell you a story of a stage show where I was cutting open a lemon with a knife, and I used the wrong end of the knife. I sliced my finger wide open.
Whoa!
I'm bleeding profusely, and I made it part of the show. To the point, I think these audience members are thinking, this guy's a sick bastard. He does this every show. And, I was making jokes and like the idea of like, don't worry, guys. It's not contagious. It's just a cold sore. I'm kidding. The doctors don't know what it is yet. So then, like, I made it up on the fly. And then my next trick was a card trick, and my finger's still bleeding. I'm scanning out the cards, and I'm like, not the bloody one. Like, I'm like, grab a card. Not that one. In my mind, though, I was kind of freaking out because I was thinking about the rest of the tricks I have to do. I'm like, how am I going to be able to do this with a, leaking hand?
Band-Aid?
Luckily, there was someone in the front row that was an off-duty medic
Oh.
that stood up, walked over, saw the paper towels on my table, saw the tape from my microphone, just walked up on her own, got the tape off my microphone, bandaged me up, sat back down like nothing even happened.
No shit.
It was one of the coolest, like, happy accidents.
Shout out to all the paramedics out there.
Stacy, her name's Stacy. You know who you are, Stacy.
You saved my tricks going forward.
To be fair, that show, that was actually my first stage show ever.
Oh,
And
okay.
this was 8 years ago. And it goes to show each show is so different because you never know what's going to happen. You can't prepare for everything.
Yeah.
So there's times that, like, I've had audience members that are, trying to be the funniest guy in the room, and I have to work with it.
You make fun of them or?
No.
no.
I'm the most self-deprecating person. So I make it feel like if someone's making fun of me, I make them feel bad. I'm gonna
Because you make yourself seem even worse,
Yeah,
right?
so
than
innocent.
what they
Like,
said.
why kick him when he's down? But as I'm having a good time, I'm gonna sidetrack briefly. I told you guys I went to Ybor City last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saw a comedian.
Yeah.
His name's OG Tomato Guy. We met at the Renaissance Fair. He's the guy that exposes his face and his arms, and he's got a
What
microphone.
do you mean by exposes his face in his arms?
Imagine like
like he's wearing a tank top?
imagine like he's behind a wall. I'm trying to think of like a cutout. So he's behind a wall.
Like
He's got
if-
his
Like
you're
a
taking
glory hole.
like a glory hole.
hole.
And he gets juiced all over. So you pay the person $5, you get some sliced up tomatoes, and you throw them at him. But the thing is, most people aren't good at throwing, so he roasts you,
Yeah.
and he makes content from it, which is great. But I saw he was doing a show in Tampa, and he roasted me a new one. Like it was hilarious. I walked up, he's like, "Oh, nice tie, dude. How long have you been single?" And then, I'm like, "Oh, I'm a magician." He's like, "Oh, I'm probably not a good one." In my mind, I'm like, "I know I am, but like, fuck, that hurt." This guy doesn't know who I am, but I feel attacked. So there's times, when someone tries to give me a hard time in real life, I'm able to turn it into something positive.
Yeah.
But I will talk about, I've had some audience members as a volunteer who've been very difficult.
Like trying to attack you?
No.
Just
I
not
think-
good for
I-
that.
not on the
He
stage.
was like, not
Not
a Dave
sure.
Chappelle.
I'm like,
not a
wait,
Dave
that was Chris
Chappelle.
Rock. I'm like, oh, no, that was
So Will Smith wasn't in the audience.
Yeah. Don't talk about my wife. That's my wife, not yours. What's her name? Samantha? That's my girlfriend's name. I do this one trick specifically. It's probably the one trick that I get the most hardest audience members, because I phrase it as, I need a brave and eager volunteer. Now, at a house party, you get the the life of the party guy that comes up. You get the life of the party girl.
You would get Manny.
Confident. But when you get an audience of 450 or 400 people that are drinking, the one that volunteers for that is the drunkest.
No shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had this one girl doing a trick, and she's just trying to make it her own. And I'm working with it. But then there's a point when I turn off from like working with it. I'm like, I just need you to shut up.
Oh, shit.
I didn't say it like that. But she's like, do you want me to keep my mouth open as this like trick happens? I'm like, no, I'd rather keep your mouth closed.
Yeah, there's some tape.
Yeah, exactly. From a microphone. But you know, I've had times where tricks mess up and I make it work. I've had audience members that make it interesting. The thing is, I can prepare so much for a show, but I never know what's going to be.
There's still variables that you're not going to be able to control.
You got to be flexible.
Yeah.
You know, with my show, like there could be times I've had times during a show where I'm doing my whole set and I realize in my pocket I don't have a key trick. And a lot of my show has like a choreography to it. It's got a structure that if I take one trick out, it's not like it's that easy to go to the next trick because there's a lot of jokes that I was setting up for, you know, leading up to the next trick. So I've had to adapt on my feet a lot. But when you mess up a lot throughout other shows, you learn how not to anymore.
Yeah.
You know, I'm actually curious since what your artistry is comedy magic. Why not go to like Side Splitters and try to perform there?
So the thing is, they've got
Side Splitters is a comedy club.
I was
for you
going to
guys
say
that don't
real
know.
quick, you're top tier problem solver. On, you know, like one of the top tier problem
On hand,
solvers
yeah.
on
On
hand,
hand,
because
yeah.
I mean this is something that's happening in the moment and you got to problem solve it immediately to not mess up the show.
I'll even twist that to like real life situations, magic not included. There's times where like, let's say people are talking about some bad things and you could see it's going in a bad direction.
Yeah.
I'm able to come in and solve the problem or twist the conversation to something positive or like kind of alleviate someone's stress. There's times I see people at a bar that are by themselves and you can tell they're not in the moment. They're in their head. They're thinking about the past. They're worried about the future. And I'll come up to them. I almost kind of shake them, not physically.
Yeah.
Metaphorically.
Metaphorically.
Yeah.
Get out of the matrix. But there's times I metaphorically shake him out of his head and I bring him to the present moment where they're not thinking about the groceries. They're not thinking about problems. They're in the moment. And next thing you know, people walk by. They're curious. And that person's probably seeing strangers walk up to them in ways that they would have never seen if they were just still in their head.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's times I solve problems of people with not just card tricks, but just being present.
Your hat says it all. Future joy.
Yeah.
So if you're not having a good time, Cory makes you have a good time.
But also present, meh.
Cory's your antidepressant.
Pass. But Future Joy, they're a great band. They sponsor me.
So then why don't you perform at a comedy arena or something? Because I've seen you do magic in public many times. And I mean, you're a comedian, bro. You really are. You're a comedian that knows magic.
Time check? Just to see?
The 4 minutes.
Okay, gotcha.
So there's a great magician. His name's fuck. He's a great magician. He does a show, and it's funny because his ad has been like confused from people thought it was me, but it was him. And I've had times my show people think it's him, but it's me.
Michael Jackson?
He does a show. It's 18 and up, adults only comedy magic. That's his show name. 18 and up, adults only comedy magic. My show's 18 and up comedy magic, in a sense.
Oh,
We're very close.
So it is.
But he does a tour with comedy clubs where what's different is with comedy clubs, you can go on a tour where it's not like you're selling tickets. You get paid by the venue. They collect all the ticket fees. They collect all the drink fees, all the food fees. They collect
Sounds like
all
a
that.
bad deal, man.
No, you get just paid out. So you don't have to promote it. Pretty
Oh,
much.
okay.
Oh.
So you go on tour. My thing is, I love being the sole promoter of my show because I love the people that come out to my shows. It's people that I've met 10 years ago or someone I met 2 days ago. Thing about comedy clubs, I was just at the Improv called the Funny Bone now.
Yesterday, right?
Yeah, but even the comedian was so good. But there's points where like the server come up and I'd like a refill of my drink. Yeah, I'd love to order this food. But it distracted me from what the guy was saying.
Yeah.
As a comedian, you can brush past it because your jokes keep coming. But as a magic show, it's a whole unit. It's almost like going to the movie theater.
Yeah.
You're at the movie theater. You don't want a server coming up to you mid movie theater. You know, bring your own drinks. At my show, you can bring your own drinks. My mom's going to pat you down.
Your mom?
That's extra.
Is she the security
I've
guard?
got nothing on me. She's security.
But you're right. You got to be fully engaged when you're watching magic. You can't miss a portion of the magic trick because then you're like, okay, what the fuck happened?
Some of the context, some of the things that make my show so good was a point that I made, maybe 10 minutes ago that, being present with that part it makes that joke so much more funnier. But if you miss that first part, it's like, oh, that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Did I ask you this the first episode? I think I did, didn't I?
Yeah. Yeah.
I did. Oh, yeah.
You guys should rewatch that episode. It's a good episode.
I watch every single one, so it's kind of like, fuck.
I watched Hours like 10 times.
10 times? That's where those 10 views came from.
I have 9 Google accounts. I liked them all. So those likes also me.
I mean, yeah, okay, I get that part. Yeah, really not much I could say to defend my point because you made a very valid point. You want people to be engaged because you brought up the movies, man. When I go to the movies and I got to take a piss, I'm pissed that I can't hit pause and then go take a piss, then go back and hit play because now I just missed, whether it be like, you know, a minute or 2 minutes. That was enough to change the movie. And then I'll rewatch the movie. I'm like, fuck, I never remember watching that. Oh, that's right. I took a piss.
That's where, you know, it'd almost be a cool idea because everyone does have to pee.
Yeah.
It would almost be cool to have like a 5-minute, not intermission, but a 5-minute break where I'm setting up a big trick and I have like a comedian come out, kind of have like a comedic relief.
That's actually a good idea.
We're like, that's everyone's excuse. Like, all right, I got to pee. We'll let this guy talk as I go to the bathroom and I'll come back before he's back.
No, the comedian's going to feel like shit. He's like, damn, everybody just.
Yeah, but everybody needs to start.
The guy that I've had him for 8 years. His name's Chuck Glass. He's a specialist in improv comedy, but he's also a great stand-up as well. What's good, I have him do a 20-minute set before my show, and that alleviates people that are running late. Like, oh, I don't want to miss the beginning. I've had times at my Tampa show where people come up, like 10 minutes of the show. I'm like, dude, you missed everything. I got naked, got my underwear, I poured water all over this girl with the white shirt. You missed it, dude. I'll usually make a comment when someone walks in late. At the big theater, I can't really do it because it's such a big theater that I can't really acknowledge all that. But what's good about having a 20-minute opener is people can show up a little bit late. They come up to his set, but they didn't miss the grand beginning.
Okay. And when we get back, we'll ask Cory, what is his secret to promoting his show? Ooh. Because, you know, there's a lot of people out there that are great entertainers, but they don't know how to promote their show. So we'll be right back. Like, comment, and subscribe. All right, guys, and we're back with Happy Hour Holidaze. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and check out our Friday features with small businesses that we're trying to help out. We were talking to Cory a little bit about, hey, you know, a lot of these entertainers, they have agents and stuff like that, but Cory's like, no, fuck that. I like to, you know, promote my own show. And, you know, that's admirable because, you know, a lot of people don't want to deal with the headaches. They just want to be like, hey, I'm going to go ahead and focus on the entertainment, but you put it all together and you make it your business. So how do you come up with these great strategies to market your shows?
I'll tell you, it comes to one root. You got to love what you do.
Yeah.
And as you love what you do, you're meeting people naturally. So like, I'll be at a gas station. I'm not promoting at a gas station, but I'm just being my best self at a gas station. And I impact people. Now, granted, not everyone's going to have a corporate event. But I have my stage shows that I promote my tickets to. So I'm able to capitalize on that part of it. But at the same time, I'm not doing magic for a return. I don't go to people like, hey, I'm going to show you magic, but I need something from you. I mean, I just keep doing it. And it does end up returning in weird ways. So when it comes to some of my shows, I'll take as a tactic that I use that I think any industry could take a note from. I do this subliminal, subconscious tactic of planting a seed in their mind where it make it seem like it's their idea. So if I'm talking to someone, let's say I know they have a corporation. I know they're going to have a corporate party in December.
Are you talking about Inception?
I'm getting inside their minds. It's a dream within a dream.
Within another dream.
They dream about me. The algorithm's really good for me, guys. So something I'll do is I'll go up to people when I'm performing for them and I know they have an event. I'll start telling them stories about an event that I did that was similar to something that they would have. Where instead of me going to people saying, hey, guys, I do events, you should hire me, putting the decision on their plate, what I'll do is I'll start telling them stories about events that I've done, how great it was. Now they're thinking, oh, we should hire him. We got to ask him. Now the decision's on my plate, whether I want to accept it or not.
This is like NLP, man.
Oh, NLP to the T.
Yeah.
Neuro-linguistic programming. So there's times I'll plant the idea. I'll just start saying things that make them think, wait, we have an event. We should hire this guy. You know, let's say if I wanted to work at a restaurant, and restaurant work is a great start for magicians. If you're trying to become a full-time magician, it's a consistent Tuesday event. It's a consistent Thursday. It's a weekly event that you get to promote yourself and practice and hone your skills. But let's say you want to get that gig. The way that I would do it, the way that I did it years ago, I was at a Buffalo Wild Wings. I was with my girlfriend. I was trying to get her a job. So we're just getting dinner, and we wanted to meet the people. I ended up showing the server some magic. She's like, oh my God, hold up. I'm getting another server. Stacy, come here. Stacy's watching the magic. Now the other tables are watching me. It's like, whoa, hold on. We got to get Tim, the manager. Tim, watch this stuff. And I started doing magic to him. And before we left the doors, he said, hey, what are you doing every Friday and Saturday? We want to hire you. And at the time, I just left my job. I quit a warehouse job that was decent pay for an 18-year-old. It was right down the road from my house. But I quit it because it was so much of the same stuff, different day, that I saw it not going anywhere. I saw a guy that worked there for 20 years. He didn't know he was going to be working there for 20 years when he started the job.
Yeah, no shit.
And I saw that, and I'm like, I got to take a leap of faith. I had no side of a landing pad. I had no... They say, take a leap and the net will appear.
Yeah.
Well, at least the ones that survive say that. But, yeah, so 2 days after quitting the job, I was at Buffalo Wild Wings, just being myself. Did match with the server as I would anyone. And it just turned into my first residency gig at Buffalo Wild Wings. Ironically, as I walked out of the door, after I got that gig, I got a call from someone I met 9 months earlier. His name's Dino. And I met him 9 months earlier. I bumped into him the first time ever in St. Pete. I'm 18 at this age. Instead of saying, hey, watch where you're going, I said, hey, can I show you some magic? Hey, let me see what you got, kid. Just some magic. All right, do another one. Do one more trick. I gave him my card. He's like saying, oh, yeah, man, I'm a promoter for these. And I'm excited at that point 9 months ago. Didn't hear shit from him for 9 months. And then after I left Buffalo Wild Wings, I just got my residency every Friday and Saturday at Buffalo Wild Wings. Get a call from him. Hey, it's Dino. I don't know if you remember me. There's a place called The Lodge out in downtown Tampa.
And that's where I first met you.
That's where you first met me.
Yep.
We need a magician every Thursday. So 2 days after leaving my job, taking that leap of faith, I got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, paid by the venue. And I was making mad tips. I made more tips when I was younger than I do now, even though I'm better now. I think a bit of me right now, I come off as a way like that. When I was a kid, like, oh, let's help the kid out.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he's adorable. Let's let his dreams,
Yeah, but your tricks are still good too.
Yeah, at the time, I hate watching those videos. I thought, how did I have friends? It was so bad, but I guess at the time it was good. If you had nothing to compare it to, it was good. But I used to have pockets full of money from all the tips that I'd pull up my deck and money would just fall out. I don't have that problem anymore. But also, I get paid really well for what I do as the private party service.
So you were looking like Magic Mike then?
Yeah.
With all the ones falling out.
This music getting hot in here. We were getting to a point about my stage show, the nervousness part.
Yeah.
I get asked all the time if I get nervous before my show, and I use that in my show in the beginning. That I had a mentor tell me, when you get nervous, imagine your audience in their underwear. The thing is, I don't get nervous, but the audience looks really nervous. As Magic Mike music comes on, I start unbuttoning my shirt. I remove my jacket. I'm doing a little dance. I'm not good at dancing, so it's cringy. And then out of my sleeve comes a Mike's Hard Lemonade. And throughout the show, I just produce Mike's Hard Lemonades out of weird places randomly with no context. Just I don't know where Mike's Hard just pops up for the grand finale. And this might be a spoiler, but it's okay. It's worth seeing it in person. For the grand finale, I say, you guys ready?
Yeah.
You guys look a little nervous. Then music comes back on. I walk off stage. I come back. I'm in my underwear. Oh, no, I have a towel. You don't even know I'm in underwear. You just see a towel. That's all you see. I'm not in a shirt and shoes. And I have a little towel here. I hand it out to someone like, hey, is there anything in the towel? There's nothing in the towel. I have a Mike's Hard Lemonade can bulge in my underwear.
In your groin area, right?
Obviously, good genetics.
Yeah.
Thank God I do Mike's harder. But yeah, nothing in the sleeves, obviously. And for my grand finale, I'm going to produce a Mike's Lemonade from nowhere. Go under the towel, reach and put a Mike's Lemonade. They're all laughing. They think that's a joke. I remove the towel. The bulge is still there. Can. Big can. So it's like one of those things where, like, you think it's a joke, but then it turns out to be a real trick. And I do a lot of things where I'm planting seeds. It's very intentional, where I'm doing callbacks. I'm saying something that seems very improv, but I'm saying it intentionally. So when you hear it later, it's like, oh, shit. It all connects.
And callbacks are actually really popular in comedy.
100%.
Because you've taken them through, let's call it a date with the performer, and then this is the game, bro.
Yeah. I was going to say, that's good for a dating game, too. I was going to say, like, if you're talking to a girl and you say something initially, and then by the end of it, you say it like, oh, that guy thought it through. He put intention into this.
What the fuck was the mystery man's name? Not Neil Strauss. His mentor was the mystery man.
His name was Mystery. That's what they called it.
Mystery.
Okay, so then he gave a great piece of advice, which I used actually on my first day with my wife. He said,
"Does your wife know this?"
I told her, yeah.
she don't know.
I told her. I was like, so in that book, it said to take them to multiple places all in one night because now you guys can have all those places to talk about by the end of the night, and they feel like they've been on 5 dates when really they've just been on one date.
So I think I was telling you guys maybe off cam, but I've had to and I had to educate my girlfriend on the game, and I probably should do a little group bedtime reading of the, so she knows these strategies that guys are using because it's happened to her in front of me sometimes and times when I'm not there. She met this guy, like she's leaving an event in Orlando. And
you said it happened yesterday.
That too.
Yeah,
that too. But the guy is like doing negs. Like, like, you know, like,
it's a negative compliment.
Yeah. It's almost like, oh yeah, you should grow your armpit hair out or not. Whatever it was, like no matter what he said, he would just say things that are weird and out there, outlandish. Like, why would you say that? But now you're thinking, well, why would he say that? Now I'm thinking about him.
Yeah.
So the one that yesterday, I mean, these lads from London.
These lads.
Supposedly, as far as we know.
Yeah, they could have been really good actors. Fuck, I take an accent all the time when I can.
Oh, I can also, my young lad.
when I drink, I sound Irish or I sound Canadian, and I'm not Canadian at all. Where are you from? Like Florida? Like, that makes no sense.
I thought you were Canadian.
You know, nope. Oh no. Hey? Oh no.
How's it going, eh?
But you know, it's funny. I fake an accent. I was talking about my friend Julius Dean, who's a super viral sensation. Like he's way more of a mega superstar than he was when I was talking last time.
Who is it?
His name's Julius Dean. He was a pioneer for social media magic in a certain way, where he'd have hot girls next to him, and he'd frame it where like they'd be next to him, and he'd do magic to the camera. Where it's not like when I do magic, and you're getting it on camera, you're seeing me do magic to other people, but when he does it, it's framed in a way. And he was really smart. I don't know if I can divulge the secret, but he would do a thing where he would do a trick and then afterwards do the pre-roll. What I mean by that is like he would do the trick, get the reaction, and then he would set up like he's going to do another trick, but he would get clips of them doing something that was planted before the video. I'm trying to...
That'd just be like setup video.
It's almost like let's say you have a lighter that stretches, right? It's like a lighter that goes. So what he would do is he would do that trick just with the stretchy lighter, and they're freaking out. Whoa! And then after, I got one more. Here, take this lighter, pull on the lighter, pull on the lighter, pull on the lighter. It doesn't pull, right? And then he would take it back and put it in his pocket and just leave.
What?
Because he would use the pull on the lighter, pull on the lighter. It doesn't pull, right?
Oh, and then
he'd plant that in the beginning.
And then show the trick.
And then do the stretchy lighter with the same. So it was, dude, he was a genius.
That's what you call the hook.
Yeah. It's almost like it's like filming the trailer after the movie in a sense. Like, he had a lot of good strategy. I'm trying to remember what we were talking about. What made me think of Julius for that?
I forgot. I forgot.
Oh, we were talking about negging and
negging and the young lad.
Oh yeah, and accents. So I've had him come to America. He's from UK and he's his team. His filmers from Ireland, and that dude is a fucking stud, dude. I talked about when he was in Cuba. He had a translator. Came out of a fucking magazine. Looked so good and had such a suave personality.
We talked about this on the last podcast.
So the reason I fake an accent. I've seen the amount of pull they have when they're in America, and just because they're so foreign, and it creates this like wonder when you talk and you have this accent. You're like, oh my god, I wonder what his stories are like. So that's where I started faking my accent. When I get drunk, I sound Irish, or I'm like, open up your hands, and it's a bit of me. I love it because it creates like a vulnerability. So when I approach people and I'm about to do magic, they're like, I don't know if this is going to be good. This is going to be boring. It's going to take a lot of time. But I'm like, hey, picking a card. Oh, open up your hands. You're like, oh, he's not from here. Let's give him some time. Who'll be the benefit of the sport? It's all intentional. I do that very intentionally.
So they like feel sorry for you or something like that, or like, hey, he made his way all the way to America to become a magician.
Oh, he's trying.
Yeah, he's trying.
But it makes the joke even better if you do hit it on the head, which is gonna happen.
Yeah, I've done things where I act small but play big.
Yeah.
So I'm like, metaphorically, me saying like, "Hey guys, I just started magic. Can you guys maybe give me a shot?" Knowing damn well I sell at fucking arenas. Not literally, but knowing damn well I do great things, but I play small to impact big.
Because they're not expecting much.
Yeah.
So you underpromise, overdeliver.
Yeah. Yes. 100%.
That's exactly what
that
is.
It's the biggest element I like to give people is surprise.
Yeah.
I think when you say I'm going to do something amazing, and you just amazing, they're like, cool. I was expecting that. You said you're going to do something amazing. But if I say, I'm going to do something amazing, then it fucks up and flops.
Then it's like,
and then you do it at the end. You give them an up and a down and then a back up again.
Yeah.
It's the idea of giving people a roller coaster of emotions.
Yo, Cory, can you at least tell us one secret
Yeah.
for one magic trick? Maybe
No.
the simplest.
Yeah. No,
the
something you guys
simplest
can do.
magic trick.
I won't get kicked out of Hogwarts for this one.
Hogwarts.
No, this is going to be for the people watching a video.
Yeah.
But I'm going to show you guys a trick, then I'm going to show you how it works. Can I both of you guys open up your hands like this? So for the people at home, open up your hands like this. Thumbs down, one hand over the other, and cross them up. Hopefully people on the camera are watching. Put your thumbs down. On the count of 3, do as I do. 1, 2, 3.
What the fuck?
Let the people at home know that they did not do what I did.
Wait a second.
I did that out of time at home. All here is. We'll do it one more time for funsies. Hands like this. Cross your hands. Cross up your fingers. Thumbs down. 1, 2.
Dude.
So I'll teach you guys a trick, and the first part is so clever.
What the for you guys that are listening?
You should watch.
Yeah, watch, because this is making no sense to me.
It's a trick that I do in front of 400 people. I've done it in bigger crowds too.
Did you dislocate your elbow or
No,
something?
no, easier. Easier. So essentially, with my hands like this, hands like this, hands like that. So right now, I'm locked up the way that you are.
Yeah.
Like I can't twist out of this.
No.
But do you remember the first time, like the people at home should watch, and I pointed at the camera. Look at my top hand. It's up here. Look at my. Don't look where it's pointing, but top hand's here. Watch my bottom hand.
Oh, okay. So you're actually doing that.
So top hand points.
Oh,
There's
my
something
God.
beautiful. So they call it
Wow.
they call it misdirection, right?
Yeah.
You've heard of misdirection.
Well, that's exactly what that fucking was.
I call it direction because there's times the eyes follow where the eyes go. So like if I were to talk to you guys like this, if I were to talk to both of you guys like this, you guys aren't really paying attention to my right hand. Like right now, as I talk to
your
you guys,
left hand. Oh, if,
you're left, but my right.
yeah.
If I'm talking to you guys, like, you're not really paying attention. But if I go like this, for the people at home, I'm looking at my hand. I bet you guys are looking at my hand.
Yeah.
The idea is the eyes follow where the eyes go. So like, let's say we're chatting outside, and then you looked up because there's an airplane. Like you looked up, we would be. What are you looking at? Like we would follow your eyes in a sense. So misdirection is the idea of directing someone's attention somewhere. So when I do that whole trick, I point them. Oh, the baby's got to do this too,
And
and
then
make a
you're
joke out of
turning.
it. I'm pointing, but you would never notice that part
Yeah. No.
unless you're watching it in
Damn.
slow mo on camera. Then you'll catch everything.
And that's also another thing, right? That most people, when they're engaging with another person, they will try to mimic what
Mirror.
the other person is doing, mirroring. Yeah, that's also part of NLP, the game, and the mystery method.
Creating a rapport, they call it. Tony Robbins has a great bit about creating rapport, and the idea of like mirroring. So it's someone's tone, someone's lingo, proximity, and the idea is, what makes me a great magician is my ability to be like a chameleon. I'm very flexible. I could adapt to every scenario. I'm talking to someone talking low. I could talk low and get them excited while talking low. If someone's one of those like upbeat kind of people, I know how to be upbeat too.
Yeah.
But it's I'm able to find what they are without thinking about it. I'm able to just mirror it.
Is this your full-time job?
No, I'm actually a real estate agent. No. I do yoga on the Wednesday. Full-time magician. I've been doing full-time magic for about 13 years.
Gotcha.
I just turned 30 a week before the last podcast. So I'm turning 31 now. It's coming up. But I started when I was like 17, but I didn't become full-time until I was like 18. Were we on air when I was talking about the
Yeah,
whole
you
job?
were. Yeah, with
Okay, good. So-
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad that was on air. I wasn't sure that I was talking on the side.
Yeah.
That was my leap of faith, and from that moment on, I got paid every week by the venues, and then I'd pick up some side gigs. You know, kids' birthday parties. You know, whatever I can get at the time. There's a point I used to promote on Craigslist. It's like 13 years ago.
Wow.
And I get some gigs, but now I'm at a point. I'm not on Craigslist anymore.
Craigslist.
I'm not on Facebook
Who uses
Marketplace.
Craigslist anyways?
Are you
Not on Tinder.
You're not on misconnections.
I'm at a point now where like it's people that I met in the past that hire me for events, and for me, every time I wake up, it's almost like I get new mail of people that I met years ago saying, "Hey man, I remembered you. I want to hire you for like a 60th birthday party, or I want to hire you for my corporate event or my kid's birthday party." Now I can't do kids' birthday parties. I have a great kids show. My favorite shows are the adult ones. I can have a lot more fun. I can be a lot more loose with it.
Uncensored.
100%. And adults have a lot more give and take. You know, you can work with adults. You can make a show stretch because, you know, you're having conversations with the adults.
Yeah, and
Kids-
they're as dirty as you are.
Yeah, kids though, they can be worse. But kids, it's almost like give me all your energy and some. And it's funny too. Kids are like smart in the dumbest ways. like there's kids that'll call me out for my tricks. I did this levitating trick that's fucking phenomenal. I have it on me, but I have this trick. It's the most profound levitating trick. I had one kid. He's like magnets.
Are you levitating?
No, it's a deck. It's called Leviosa. I call it Leviosa. You're from Harry Potter, like Wingardium Leviosa.
Yeah.
The kid's like magnets. I'm like, that explains nothing, dude. I think that's just two things he doesn't understand. He had two pieces of metal they wouldn't touch. That's how it flies.
Actually, that's not a bad explanation.
I mean, if you see the trick, like, still, it's because gravity, but it's not.
Yeah.
Like,
So
imagine
magnets.
No, kids are great. I've had kids that will call me out, and sometimes they're right. There's times they call me, I know you did that. I'm like, no, you don't. And they say it. I'm like, how did you catch that? But adults are like, show me magic. I want to be mystified. Show me something that's not real. They live in such a real life all the time. They want to see something that is out of this world.
Yeah.
But kids are like, can't fool me with that. And then I do a simple trick. They're like, oh my God, how does he? I'm like, that was the simple trick, dude. Get with the program. So, I do kid shows. It's a great show. I do like a 40-minute show, a lot of comedy, a lot of audience interaction. So I bring people up on stage. One of my favorite things that I have down is I'm really good with names. I'm not good at remembering names, but I have a whole set list of jokes for people's names.
Okay.
So let's say someone comes up like, hey, what's
Sean.
That is correct.
Oh, okay.
Corey. What's your name?
Manny.
Still Corey.
It's still Corey.
Or, let's say someone's name's like Shaquila. I'm like, me too. So I have a lot of fun. So especially that is, I have fun with people. I crack jokes, and then the magic's phenomenal. And I do tricks where it seems like a joke, but it turns out to be a real thing. I give a roller coaster of emotions where it's up, down, left, and right. It's not just a straight path. There's times where I act like I mess up. It's part of it. And then what's cool is when I actually mess up, no one even knows. They think it's part of it.
You ever kick out a heckler?
Yeah, no, yes and no. So I had a volunteer for one of my stage shows in Tampa that she was Lady Titties. Brought up on stage. It was I'm like, I need a brave and eager volunteer. She came up and she was so bad at it. And I was trying to work with it. I'm really good at working with things.
I think we talked about
No,
that,
but
right?
not this part.
This is a different one?
This part, I got to a point, I'm like, hey, I'm going to take your cup. I need you to sit down. I need a new volunteer. And I actually have a video of that whole interaction where I made it into content. But, there's times where you got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them.
Yeah.
In that situation, like I could carry this on, but it's just going to drive me to the ground.
But you never actually like kicked somebody out of the audience? No.
I've had
Damn, so you have either really thick skin or you're like, you know what? I get that they're drunk, so I don't really want to take them out of the audience. I just want to take them out
better
of the
than
show.
thick skin. It's almost like translucent, where it's like thick skin means that like it bounces off of you. But for me, like it goes right through me. Like it doesn't affect me by any means. I have had times where my My parents were at a show, and there was like some like people being rowdy towards me, but they were like close friends of mine.
Yeah.
Like I love these people. I'm so glad they made it. Like I feel better that they're here.
Yeah.
But they were being rowdy. My mom's like, who are these drunk assholes behind me? Someone should kick them out. I'm like, no, Mom, they're my friends. They're good. They're good. They stay.
And then she followed up like, why are they your friends?
Yeah. We have good times. We party hard.
So, I mean, it's never been anywhere awkward to where, like, I've seen some shit. I don't know if you guys remember this. I think it was you who showed me the video where Kramer was doing stand-up comedy. And then he pretty much said some outlandish shit and then never did stand-up again. You know, nothing remotely close to losing your cool on stage,
Never.
right?
It's a showbiz mentality. One is the show must go on. So let's say I'm sick, or let's say like, oh man, my dog ran away. I don't have a dog anymore. But like, you know, something terrible, traumatic could happen to me. But if the show has to go on, the show must go on. So it's the idea of putting on a mask. And I've had times in the past where I was heartbroken. And it was really weird because I was making people happy, and I had to be this person to make people happy when I wasn't. I was going through heartbreak. But I knew that mentality, the show must go on. And there's a showbiz mentality when something's going awry that you got to roll with it. And sometimes at the end of it, there's treasure. There's something beautiful to come from it, whether it's content, whether it's a new idea, whether it's a good story.
Self-growth, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite song from AJR, it's called 100 Bad Things Make 100 Good Stories. 100 Good Stories makes you interesting at parties.
Oh.
So it's like, you know, the bad things that are happening, to take it not as like, woe is me, life is attacking me. See it like, whoa, this is me. You know, this is happening. This will be something fun later to reflect on, you know?
So as an entrepreneur yourself, I'm sure you have faced some dark days, okay? Where you're like, you know what? Is this really for me? Am I going to keep going? Have you faced those kinds of times?
Ironically, no. And I think what it comes to is like my beginning story of being a magician. I was never trying to do it to be a job. I was just doing it because I loved it that much. And I just do it all the time. And next thing you know, gigs would come. And in the beginning, you know, you're going to suck. You know, you're not going to make that much money at all. But I didn't care because I wasn't necessarily there for the money. And not saying I'm there for the money now, but my calendar is pretty booked. So, like, I will charge money. Sometimes some high prices, certain months. Oh, yeah. Like, and I get away with it, like, in a way where I charge a certain price. And it's weird because, like, in my mind, it's hard to, like, find a worth, a number in the beginning. Now I'm at a point, I know my numbers. But lately, I've been finding my numbers skyrocketing, and I'll say a number, and people just say yes. I'm like, oh, I was kind of kidding. I was just throwing it as a joke. And they're like, no, yeah, we'll do it for that number. I'm like, okay.
Well, now
I'll see you then.
now that you have your shows going on, and then you're also, you know, doing all the events, it's supply and demand.
Yeah.
It's 101
So,
supply and demand. The
interesting
more
too-
you have less time, the more you can charge for your time.
Throughout the years, you know, you find the consistency. So there's certain months that are always big, certain months that are always low. Like
Can you name some of the months that are always big and some that are always
the biggest
low?
months, my biggest season is October through December.
Fourth quarter.
Yeah, and December, God, I could probably live a year's salary from just December alone. Like, it's such a great month. And then October's great, you know, Halloween parties, but it's so everyone's trying to like squeeze you in. There's times that people are trying to book me a year in advance. I'm like, I don't know what to quote you, because if you're booking me like a week away, I can be flexible. Trying to book me a year, instead of like a hotel where if you book a hotel like years in advance, you get a cheaper price. I'm the opposite. If you book me way later, my price is higher because you're expecting me to hold on that date for you when who knows who I'm going to be at that point.
Who knows if you're actually going to go through with it.
I might be like, hey, Cory, you want to do magic on Mars? I'm like, oh, no, I can't. I got to do Sally's 10th birthday party for $200. I'm kidding. That's not a number at all. $200 is way low. But yeah, so my prices, you know, I customize my services to what they need. A lot of my prices depend on the date, the location,
travel. I mean, everything like that.
Yeah, there's points when if I have a gig in South Florida, I don't charge them an hourly rate. I charge them my day rate because I can't do their hours and then come back and do gigs here. Even if they want me for 30 minutes, you're going to get my day rate.
Yeah.
And then, you know.
Because you could stay here and work the entire day and make more than if you just went there for 30 minutes.
It's like what's your hourly rate? We're in Miami. I'm like, well, it's not just an hour because now I have to drive hours there, hours back, and then now I'm exhausted. I can't do anything out here. I give a flat rate for a day rate.
We actually do that with Febre Frameworks. If they want us to go somewhere that we normally wouldn't go, it's like, well, you're not getting charged the regular price. You're getting charged for what that house is costing us. And, you know, that's like business 101 also.
One big thing too, and I don't know if this is fun to divulge, but like there's certain times I'm in events where like you could tell like they're spending $5,000 on champagne. Like, or 10,000 on champagne. Like they could tell this event, like they've got Gordon Ramsay cooking up steak, like metaphorically.
Yeah.
So there's times I'm at these events and and everyone there is affluent. They're all in that scene.
Wealthy.
Well, all wealthy.
Yeah.
And then I'll meet someone from that event and they'll ask me my rate. A bit of me is like, well, I'm not going to charge you the same thing I'm going to charge like Sally's 10th birthday party out, you know, in Tampa, some small house for 10 people.
That's going to take you 15 minutes to get there, an hour, boom, you're done.
And in some ways, so I have 3 tiers of my rate. So like there's an idea that, you know, the average rate, my standard rate is this. Then there's the premium rate where if you want me to come all out with all my biggest things, most people don't go for that because it's a heavy price to pay. But some people are like, I want the best bait. I want the best fish. I want the best that you got. Then there's times I can be flexible if it's like Tuesday and I got nothing going on.
I remember when you did our customer appreciation
people
party.
love that. That was like one of the biggest things
So
with
your
our
rate
party.
was, for all you guys out there, $15,000.
Wait, did I also do your wedding?
No, I didn't. No.
Man, I must have done another Sean Febre.
No, I didn't have a wedding.
Yeah, we went to the courthouse, all of us.
I went to the courthouse with my wife, and boom, bro, that was it. I didn't have a wedding.
You guys might have some family members you don't know about because I did a Febre wedding at some point.
There's no way. We're like the only Febres in Tampa.
After this, I'll look it up. I'll find it.
I'm actually curious. There is one other Sean Febre that I have ever found, and he lives in California. And his name is Sean LaFebre.
I'll tell you a funny story.
I'm not even kidding. L.A.
There's a guy on Facebook. His name is Cory Van Valin. So my
Your name is Cory Van Valin.
My name is Cory Van Valin.
Okay.
But his name is Cory
Valen.
Yes. What sucks is he's told me he's got a lot of messages. People reach out to him thinking it's me. The thing that sucks is the dude's a dick. Like, he's not nice. There was a point that he reached out to me and said, hey, man, do you know who this guy is? I'm like, yeah, I know the guy, yeah. And watch out for the guy. He said he's going to sucker punch you in the face next time he sees you. I'm like, what?
In Tampa?
Because he was messaging that guy.
I know.
Does that guy... He's a bigger guy, big beard. He lives in the woods. He's got camo. Like,
okay. So he doesn't live in Tampa.
Not even close, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like, if you were to look at the guy and look at me, like, there's no comparison.
So you're not going to get sucker punched by him?
Not anymore. I had to do a lot of damage control. But he thought he was talking to me. He's like, you don't remember who I am? Man, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to hit you next. Hey, watch out for this guy because he said he's coming for you. I'm like,
oh, shit.
But it sucks because he has the same name as me. And he was not a nice person. So I have that as like I should probably get like a cease and assist.
I mean, what was Cory Van Valin reaching out to you?
Yeah, he said that after the guy was reaching out to him thinking it was me, and he was
then did Cory reach out to you afterwards? After the guy reached out to the Valin Valin, did he reach out to Valin? Did he reach out to you and say, "Yo, bro"? Did he really?
Yeah. That's how I even found out about the guy even existed. I'm like, whoa, we have such similar names. We look so different. We're not remotely close in like that aspect, but our names. Very on point.
Out of everything that you do, Cory, what's like favorite time of the year to do, like, or your favorite parties to do?
That's a great question, man. Dude,
because I was thinking with you, I was like thinking maybe he likes the Halloween costume parties and stuff.
Those are
or
fun.
Is it harder to do tricks when you? Because do you come dressed up in a costume? If you go? No.
I just was myself. I got my mirror tied.
And exclude your shows. Just strictly events and parties.
So I will say this: I love every event for its own thing. Like, let's say Halloween times. I love that because I'm really good at improv. Yeah. So if someone's dressed as like Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
I start doing some Wonder Woman jokes with my trick. Yeah. Or like I start like, all right, Superman, use your X-ray vision to do the trick. It's amazing, you know? There's a pirate, like, all right, you got an X on your hand. That's where the booty's at. You know? So I get more creative at those things. And then my favorite it's not as lucrative, but I love going to like Burning Man. I think I brought that up last time.
Yeah.
But like even festivals, we went to Electric Forest since then, and everyone's just so open and welcoming and accepting that everything already is magic to them.
You're not charging for that though, are you?
No, that one, my girlfriend works at, so I'm there to kind of support her, but I also got a free ticket to get in. And
okay.
And I'm meeting people from all across the globe that are at this one event.
And they're all rolling on Molly.
That too, yeah. That trick felt so
Bro,
good.
didn't I see a post that you were like completely naked?
Yeah. Oh, and we talked about it on the show.
That's what it was. Yeah,
I was butt naked at Burning Man. And not a lot of magicians can say they do that, but it's the idea where everyone's already feeling magic from everything that's happening, and then I show them something. They don't think of like, wow, that guy's good at tricks. They think, oh my god, we got a fucking alien here, like, legitimately.
Oh, that's crazy, man. Yeah, no, I mean, the first time I met you, I was like blown away by the magic, and I love magic.
I'll throw this too, like, I say how I like adult parties more than the kids, and I do, generally.
Yeah.
But I've had some kids shows where like the kid is like 10 years old. Afterwards, like a mature adult walks up to me and says, "Hey, man, I really appreciate what you did for me and my friends." I'm like,
What?
my heart, dude. You just won me over. That was amazing.
Like a 10-year-old or something?
Yeah, but then the 10-year-old's like, let's go see the animals.
Let's go on the bounce house.
So everything's different, and I do truly appreciate every event for what it is, and I can't really nitpick the best one. I will say the funnest for me, I guess, would be the adults when they're all drinking.
Yeah,
And they're like, "Hey, Cory, please no filter."
When is your next show?
Well, the theater show I got May 18th at Newport Richey at the Ritchie Suncoast Theater.
Yeah, because we're winding down here. Yeah, plug everything you got to plug.
So to get tickets, you go to Cory2V.com. So it's CORY 2V.com. And I have 3 tiers of tickets. I've got front row seats, which are $50. You don't necessarily need it unless you want to sit in the front row, but it also comes with the free merch. Then speaking of free merch.
Oh, yeah.
I come bearing gift. I've got a shot glass. They say a shot of this a day keeps sobriety away. That's for you guys. But I've got like rolling papers. I've got socks. I've got T-shirts. I've got bags. I got some cool things. So I got front row seats, $50. Then I have preferred seating, which is everything up front, after front row. And then general admissions, everything behind that. And then there's a balcony, so you can sit in the balcony. You can choose to sit in the balcony. Some people want to be up there. So it's a 350-seater theater. The general admission is $25. Use promo code Cory Van Valin to get nothing off. I just, wanted to plug that.
Yeah, nothing off.
We got good price tickets, guys. But yeah, it's gonna be adult rated, a lot of comedy, a lot of fun, a lot of surprises. I'm gonna be there enjoying the show with you guys as I do the show. I'm excited to see what's gonna be coming up next.
Fantastic,
One
man.
minute. Anything else within that 1 minute?
Yeah, on Instagram you can find me at Chris Angel Sucks. And not even kidding.
Yeah, that's it.
True story. True story.
I show up before he does, and I'm sure he can't be happy about that.
All right, and also you're also on TikTok. You're also on Facebook,
OnlyFans.
YouTube.
That's under Chris Angel Fucks. Are you ready? Mind freak.
Well, Cory, as always, man, it's been awesome having you on our show, man. We're excited about your show coming up. We appreciate you being on Happy Hour Holidays for the second time. Always one of the best
It's going
guests.
to be our first show in April.
Yeah, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and look out for those Friday features. Really appreciate all the listeners out there, and peace out.